So you might be saying to yourself, I can't do that. What am I going to do? Yes, you can. This is a standard thing in rural land. You can usually put 200 down and then 100 or 200 a month, whatever you can afford. Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Well, I have done it. I have bought a 20-acre chunk of land. It's in either Coconino or Apache County. If you know anything about Arizona, that's a huge chunk of land, northern Arizona. I'm at 6,000 feet. And I have bought 20 acres. I've got another video, you can go right here to see it, about my 1 acre lot. I had a 1 acre lot, but I wanted a bigger chunk of land, and I wanted land with trees. That was really important to me. The 1 acre I have is up by North Flagstaff, but it was only 1 acre, and it was pretty barren of trees. And if I'm going to be on land much, I wanted to have a whole bunch of trees. Let's go take a look at it. This on the ground that I'm walking on is cinder. This was a driveway that was brought in by the last owner. He brought that in, and I'm really, really happy with that. This driveway costs a lot of money, and so I'm glad that he put it in. And just everywhere you'll just see, you know, nice, lots of nice trees. A lot of dead trees. There's 2 dead trees right here. I've been told it's the pine bark beetle. And this is an old trailer that was on it. It's kind of a wreck looking right now. So this is a great big pad. This may have been where they were planning on putting their house. I'm not sure. And one of the things I want out of land is a kitchen. I like an outdoor kitchen. I'm not going to build a house here ever. That's just not, I don't want to live in a house. So I put an outdoor kitchen in. As you can see, it's just a 20 by 20 tarp. So we made this kitchen out of that 20 by 20 tarp that had, the property had on it a bunch of these 2x4s and 2x6s. They were old and awful, but they worked really good for the outside. And as you can see, I ran cable lines out to the nearby trees and some down to a stake in the ground, and it's held up through some pretty darn strong winds. Just a cheap 20 by 20 tarp, and it's working super well because I really wanted to have an outdoor kitchen where friends could come by, we could be outside and enjoying ourselves, and it has worked out super well. So let's take a look at the kitchen. So one of the first things I wanted to do was get a nice grill so that when I had friends over, we could barbecue. But this has been fantastic. It has 4 burners. It's huge, as you can see. And it's got a 1-burner stovetop burner on the side, and I've really liked that. Here is the rest of the kitchen. You can see that we've got a huge, I mean, really huge Lodge Dutch oven. We have some more cast iron here we've been cooking with. One of the things we want to do with all this excess firewood is to do our own cooking out on over the fire. We're just getting started, but we've got the tripod and the big pot that you hang down. We're really looking forward to that. You see, we got a bunch of firewood in the back. So water was a big deal because in this part of Arizona, there's practically no way to put a well deep enough to get water. And if you get it, it'll go dry really quickly. So there's not even a consideration of putting in a well. So everyone in this area is hauling in their water. That's pretty normal through a lot of Arizona. Water is a super issue. So what I've done is, as you can see, I've got a 55-gallon drum, and we're bringing in our water on the trailer. So, and transferring it from the trailer to this 55-gallon drum. So this is the trailer I carry my side-by-side around on. The side-by-side has been really tremendous here on the land. We haul firewood with it. We do all kinds of things. So as you can see, we bought this IBC. It's a 275-gallon water tote, and it's actually going to come off and stay here in the kitchen and not be moved. I'll put the other 55-gallon drum on here, and we'll go and fill 110 gallons at a time, come home, transfer it to the IBC, and then when it's full, then we'll just maintain it. You see these all over the place. They're really good for rural. They work really well. And I've been so fallen in love with the tarp, with the outdoor kitchen, that I want to make a permanent one. Let me show you that. So we wanted to have an outdoor kitchen. And so I buried this 12-foot treated 4x4, and so it'll be taller. And I've got another 8-footer here that's going in. And you can see I've got the hole dug for this one, and it'll go here. We'll concrete it in. I think there'll be a total of 9 posts. We'll run 2x4s across, and eventually I'd like to put in a metal roofing, and then we can do rain catchment. That's very important. By all the rain we can catch, then we don't have to go buy water. So I definitely want to do rain catchment off of a metal roof here. I've also bought a super heavy duty canvas tarp. One thing I've learned is that just a regular old poly tarp just is going to tear itself apart in the wind here. So I bought a really heavy duty 20x20 canvas tarp that we'll put over it. It'll be up all summer, and then we'll put it away. So that's just something we have going in the process. Now let me talk to you about why I bought this 20 acres. There are 4 primary reasons I wanted land. Number one, because eventually I'm going to get too old to be on the road. I want a place to settle down after I can no longer be on the road. So that's reason number one. The second reason is so that I can be legal. You know, a lot of times we have to say where our insurance is, and you get around saying the vehicle is garaged at 1234 Main Street, and you don't really live at 1234 Main Street. And so I've got a legal address to tell the insurance company, to tell the National Forest. Ranger comes into the camp and says, hey, where do you actually live? Do you have a permanent home? I say, sure, it's 1234 Main Street, Bobville, Arizona. And so I've got an address. And so being legal is a really, really good thing. The third reason I wanted to have property was so in case of emergency. I'm a big believer in climate change. I believe that climate change is coming, and it's going to be horrendous, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So as climate change gets worse, I want to have a place where I can go and be safe and invite my friends. And it doesn't have to be climate change. You know, we're having natural disasters all over all the time, flooding and heat, and I'm in a place where it will not be much affected by any of those things. There are wildfires in the area, but not often, and it's pretty rare. The one community well is so deep that I don't think it's ever going to run out, and I can go and get water from there, and with rain catchment, I think I'm good. I don't think heat is going to be an issue here, and it'll get steadily warmer, and even the winters will be warmer. So that's actually a good thing, because it's fairly cool here in the winter. So the fourth and really the most important reason that I bought the land is because I want to be more of an official snowbird. Now, a snowbird never settles down into one place. He's traveling with the seasons, and I like that. And I will always, until my body just simply won't allow me to live in my ambulance or a van or whatever I'm in next, until my body says, no, you're going to ground, I will always be a nomad. I might, my plan kind of is to spend maybe between 1 and 3 or 4 months on this property and then travel out of it over the summer. I'm going to spend a month this summer in Colorado, maybe some in Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, go over to Oregon, see my sister. So this is a home base, and a home base is really, really important. And so, and then in the winter when it's cold here, and it does get really cold here, I'll be down in the desert, right, with all of you. So I will be an official snowbird, a home base. I'm at 3-4 months out of the year, and then traveling the rest of the year. So that was important. I like the idea that I have a home here and I'm not going to get any knocks on the door. I know a lot of us, the knock on the door from the ranger, from the police or the sheriff, and saying, you've been here too long, you got to go, and then the constant movement. While I really like the movement, for the most part, I don't want to do it every 12 months a year for the rest of my life. 9 months a year for the rest of my life, that's good. I'm happy with that. Now I can be in one stationary spot for as long as I want. Okay, so that's why I bought this property. I've been extremely happy with it. Let's move on and look at a little more. As you can still just see, more nice trees everywhere. We'll come up on my camp. See the ambulance tucked away in these trees. I've been very, very happy with this camp. The place does have mice. You can see I've got my hood open, and then between putting out lights at night and the hood, it's worked really well for me. And over here is the thing I really love about this property. It has a 40-foot container on it. I think they call them connexes. I don't know if that's an official name or not. It's kind of what I know them as myself. Of course, here's the side-by-side, and we're in building projects all the time. And there's a half-finished workbench for the container. I don't know if you're going to be able to see in the container or not. I'll get down all in and find out. Now I can see a little bit. It's a cluttered mess, but I'll put in some shelves and that will work a whole lot better. But 40-foot containers, just enormous, just enormous. So I'm real happy with it. And, you know, this thing was probably at least $6,000. They've really gone up in price. And I think that, I don't know what delivery would be, but it would be a lot. So having this container, having the driveway, the cinder driveway, that was a lot of money. So I think I got a really good deal overall. So while most of my property is pretty heavily treed, on this one side, it's nice, really nice meadow, more trees behind it and around it. Actually, about halfway across there, my property ends. Really nice. Big and open area. I really like this meadow. Cody likes everything out here. He likes the freedom and all the beauty. So again, I will never ever stop being a nomad as long as my body and my mind will allow it. And when they no longer allow it, I have a nice piece of land to go to. And in between now and then, which is hopefully a long time, I'll come here 2-3 months a year and be on the road all the other time. So you might be saying to yourself, I can't do that. What am I going to do? Yes, you can. Now, I have a video of the 1-acre piece of land that I bought. I've had that 5 to 8 years, and when I bought it, it was only $2,000 for an acre. And this is a standard thing in rural land. You can usually put $200 down, and then $100 or $200 a month, whatever you can afford. And so you can probably afford land as long as you can make those payments. And they are in the ballpark generally of $100 or $200 a month. The down payment is usually very small. They want people to be able to get into these pieces of land, and they want it to be easy for you to buy it, so they carry the note. And so that's what happens a lot. Land speculators subdividing lots and renting them out and selling them out for low payments, and that's what's available. If you look for it, a really good place to look is land.com. So go to land.com and you'll find just a ton of land for sale here in Arizona and Colorado and New Mexico. It's everywhere. It's all over. Oregon's got a bunch of land. And a lot of it is really cheap because it's just kind of remote. I'm probably back 5 miles on a kind of rough road. It keeps people out and makes going out to the main road slow, but it's the pluses and minuses work out well. And I'm pretty remote. The nearest town's a good distance away, and that's why it's cheap, and that's why you can probably afford it. So if you can make that monthly payment, I really would encourage you to look into buying some land for yourself, and you can be doing just what I'm doing. I hope that helped you. If you've got anything out of this video, I hope you like it on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.